Day 113 of my daily faith pill. We are now Thursday, April 23rd, nearing the end of the month. The blank check and the power of asking. You have not because you do not ask. James 4:2. Imagine you are handed a blank check today. What would you write on it? Would you write the title of president or perhaps governor? Would you write down the desire to have children or to finally be married? Maybe it's securing the perfect job. Take a moment and truly consider, what is the single greatest thing you'd ask for if there were no limitations? I'm here to tell you that this blank check is already yours. You have been given it. The reason so many of us live without seeing our desires fulfilled is clearly stated in Scripture. You have not because you ask not. Even when we do ask, the problem often lies in our faith, our lack thereof. We do not ask in belief. Jesus provided a foundational promise in the book of Mark. Whatsoever things you ask of God in prayer, if you believe that you have it, you will receive it. This leads to a crucial question. Do you believe Jesus is a truthful person? If you accept Jesus as truthful, then everything he says is true. If he stated that whatever you ask in prayer you receive, then that promise is absolute truth. So if the promise is true, why is the experience often different? Again, we return to the diagnosis. You have not because you ask not. The psalmist echoes this invitation. Open up your mouth and I shall fill it. We are failing to open our mouths. We are failing to ask. When we are prompted to pray for something substantial, we often filter our request through the narrow lens of our current circumstances. Consider this example. Perhaps you come from a family where no one has ever traveled abroad. If asked what you would request from God, instead of asking to travel to any country in the world or to hold a diplomatic passport granting access anywhere, you might settle for asking simply to travel out of your home country to a nearby accessible location. Do you see the restriction? You have been given a check capable of funding the desire to leave this planet, yet your current situation limits the scope of your asking. The Bible reminds us, eye have not seen, ears have not heard, neither have entered the heart of man the things which God has prepared for them that love him. You must begin to ask. You must open your mouth, knowing you are calling upon the God of abundance. Your mind must not be allowed to be your limiter. Do not be afraid to ask. Asking is free. It costs you nothing. There's no penalty, no fee deducted from an account for making a request. Since it is free, why would you hesitate to believe for anything? Many of us need to radically change our mindset concerning what we are petitioning for and then push forward in faith. Do not allow the magnitude or the scale of your desire to intimidate you into limiting your request. You are speaking to the God of superabundance. Consider the Creator. He made two people, male and female, placed them in the garden, gave them dominion over the entire world. Even now, with the world so densely populated, we still cannot cover it all. When God gives, he does not give just what is enough or merely what you need. He gives more than abundance. Ask with that reality firmly in mind. As we approach the end of the week, let this truth ignite excitement within you. Meditate on this. If you truly held that blank check with zero consequences and guaranteed outcome, what would you write? Identify those desires, write them down, then begin to pray for them with conviction, claiming the promise. If you ask whatsoever you ask of God in prayer, believe that you shall have it and you shall receive it. Step out today knowing that God is for you, with you, sees you, loves you immensely, and has your back. He has your back. You know, it's so funny. Like, I usually read this halfway through the day or the end of my workday. Typically, he says at the end of it, sometimes he says, "Good morning, God back kings and queens." So obviously, this is meant to be read at the beginning of your day to give you motivation. I don't do that, but I don't say that just for that. I say this because sometimes what I find is I'll go through a day pondering on something of the word, or I'm talking to God about something. Just like I went to go to get massage therapy just now, and I was talking to God, and I was like, I feel like I've been pushing away from what I truly wanted for so long because I felt maybe I didn't deserve it and whatever. So I ask you now, XYZ. And then I come back and I read this, which I haven't read yet. And I'm like, this is exactly what I was talking about. And this has happened so many times when I read this book where I'm like, I was literally just talking about this and now I'm reading it. Or I was just thinking about it. I might not have voiced it out loud. And then I'm reading it. I feel like God is really talking to me directly through this book. And I'm so grateful that I could have that time with him in this specific way. Um, there have been things that I have wanted in my life that I kind of like pushed aside. I'm really into media, and I feel like I went about it the wrong way when I had first started, like 10 years back, 12 years ago, 2014. And a lot has happened, and we can talk about that another time. But I put it all aside in 2018, 5 years later, and it's been 7 years now, 8 years now since I put it away. And I told myself, I'm like, I want to go to film school. I remember when I first met my wife, that first year of dating, I was like, I want to go to film school. This is what I've wanted my whole life. This is what that's what I truly wanted. I wanted to go to Toronto Film School. I wanted to study film, and I know there's plenty of videos online. Oh, should you go to film school? Should you not? And we're not here to discuss that. I could care less how other people feel. I feel like that's what I wanted to do. I wanted that college/university experience in film creation, filmmaking, whatever, film production. That's what I wanted. I wanted to meet like-minded people because I always felt so, um, I felt I stood out a lot growing up and like moving cities and, fleeing from Congo and moving from Montreal after a few years and moving schools. And I never, apart from the friends that I met in church, I never really had like a solid group of school friends that followed me throughout different schools and stuff like that. So I always felt kind of left out. But one thing I knew that I really liked was film. I liked film, I like music, I like media, which I feel is just a mixture of both. So videography, photography, music, which would be media. I love it. That's my passion. And as much as I'm really, really good in, I'd say, sales, I'm good in negotiation, conflict resolution, and all these other things I do for my work, or have done throughout the years for work and leadership and stuff like that, I still fall back to that every once in a while. And I'm like, man, what if I just did it? Is it selfish for me to want that? And I could still glorify God doing film. And now seeing how Gen Z works and does things with media, I've seen so many different cool things you can do and still glorify God. And it's given me ideas. And that's kind of what started this daily video thing, where I'm like, you know what, let me get back into media, but let me do it the God way, right? Let me talk about the Bible, and let me start it like this. Small, right on my phone, nothing crazy. Then I bought a camera because I had sold all my stuff a while back. Then I bought a camera. I actually bought the GoPro. I've been vlogging for the last few years, but I haven't put any of it out because, just because. I won't even say that there's a specific reason, but I just bought this Olympus EM10. I just bought it because I'm like, let me get back into photography and let me do all these cool things. This is what I really want to do in my life. I love taking pictures. I just love it, especially because I have less than 10 pictures from the time I was 0 to like 5 years old, because after fleeing Congo and stuff, and we can talk about that another time as well. So pictures for me, like if my house is burning, I'm taking all my hard drives, my computer. I don't care about anything else. I don't care if I have a freaking, I don't care if I have a Monet, a Picasso in the house that's worth $3 million. I don't care, because there is no amount of money I'd rather lose a limb than lose my pictures and videos. This is honest to goodness. That's one of the things that like I value the absolute most under, God and my wife and my kids, and get them out the house first, of course. But after that, I'm getting my hard drives. I'm telling my wife, you'll get the kids, I'm getting the hard drive. She already knows this. She knows that like there's no way. If there's an earthquake, we've had like crazy storms here on the East Coast, like I'm getting that. You'll see me in the water trying to get it. I don't care. Like there's absolutely no way I can lose all this stuff. Thank God for cloud backup as well. Anyways, that being said, I just love it. This is what I love. And maybe now this is my declaration. Sometimes you have to shout it from the mountaintops and say, I will do this thing. And I declare I will be going to film school. I will be changing my life. I want to get back into my creative mode. I'm very good at it. I'm very good at music. I'm very good at all this stuff. I grew up doing music and acting and all this stuff. And I just want to get back into it. This is what I want to do. And I am confident that God is going to lead me through that. I get nervous sometimes, and it's probably the devil trying to talk me down. I feel like at certain times in my life, when I think of certain very specific things, I get these doubtful thoughts in my mind, like, maybe just do a little bit of what you're saying instead of doing it all. Nah, man, I want it all. I want to build a TV channel, kind of like the Oprah Winfrey thing. Build a TV network, sorry. Build a TV network. I want to do educational videos like TEDx. I want to make films like, what's his name? Quentin Tarantino. He doesn't make a lot of films, but all his films hit. I want to do that. That's what I want to do. I want to make music, but kind of like Frank Ocean, where he doesn't do a lot. Because I feel like for me, at one point, quality is going to matter more than quantity. And the less you do something, the more people want it as well. It's kind of a psychology of push and pull. But I want to do it. And there's so many other things that I would love to do. I have a heart for giving. I want to go and invest in people, in children. I want to build infrastructure. I want to donate in healthcare. I want to build a huge philanthropy company and allocate, 10 to 20% of all my total income and just giving back. Just like how the Bible asks you to tithe, I want to do it in this really cool and impactful way. I want to do that, and I'll do it mostly in Africa, but also around the world. I want to do that. I want to give. I want to not let my left hand know what my right hand's doing. So I don't want to necessarily do it for recognition. I don't care to have sponsors. I don't care to have funding. I'm not going to be like one of these companies here where they ask you, oh, do you want to round up to $1 when you're at the grocery store and whatnot? Like these people, they have already donated 10, 20 million. And now what they're doing is they're recouping the money back from us, the consumer. And they already get it tax free, which is crazy. I don't need to do that. I don't want your money, actually. I don't want it. You know what I mean? I'm going to give my money. If you guys want to donate, sure, I'll donate $2 to your $1. And I will document it and I'll do it all because I don't care to have the money. I want to see other people have opportunities that I never did. Moving to Canada, I've had opportunities some of my extended family have never had. And it matters to me. So there's a lot of things that I want. And sometimes I tell myself, oh, I can't voice that because that's selfish. Sometimes people will tell you that too. That's selfish. Like, why do you think you can do all these things? Because I'm a child of God and He covers me. He covers me with favor like a shield. It says it in the Bible. He knows me. He doesn't forget me. He will never forsake me. He has plans for me, plans to give me hope in the future. It says it in the scripture. And it also talks about the capabilities, right? God can do exceedingly abundantly above what we can ask or imagine. Ephesians 3:20. So even what I ask, He will give me tenfold, hundredfold. There's no amount of number that He can give. He can move things around that you wouldn't even possibly think. There's a certain conversation I've been having with my wife, and then there's this discovery I just had, and I spoke to her about it, and I was like, remember, I've been asking for this ridiculous thing, and look, I feel like I was watching this news posting, and I was like, I feel like God's working in the background, because what we're reading here, what we're seeing here, this could have never happened in a million years. You could have never expected this, right? And God's working in the background for me and for many people, and we cannot lack faith. And I've had enough, man. I've had enough of the devil trying to get in my mind and tell me that I'm not worth it. I'm done with it. You know what I mean? So, sorry, I rambled a little bit here, but, ask. You don't have because you ask not. And you gotta ask. You gotta ask God, like, hey, I got this crazy idea. Let's collab on that. You know what I mean? Let's work on that together. Use me as a vessel. Let me do this thing. It's not selfish to want stuff, especially when it's not like you're taking it from other people. It's God that's the provider anyways. I don't own anything. God owns everything. He owns my life. He owns everything. And I'm just declaring that to, I guess, myself, that I will be great in this life and I will do great things, not for myself, definitely for my self-confidence that's been battered throughout the years, but also because I love to give and I love community. I love being around people. That's just me. And I want to do cool stuff that people will see and that they will enjoy, because I know I can do cool things and it's cool. I can enjoy it on my own, but I'd love for me to be able to enjoy it with the people that I love and the people that love me. So, but that starts by asking. That starts by, Lord, give me a way to get out of the job that I have and go into what I'm purposed to do, you know? So for anyone that's been nervous or has been very doubtful about their life, maybe having a midlife crisis like I was having last year, read this book. It will change your life.